Retiring from your profession is something that will happen sooner or later. When your hair turns too white and you find yourself unable to keep up with the company's demands, it's likely that you'll be on your way out the door and into a retirement community or a quiet house where you can spend your golden years tending to your garden. To retire early, however, is a different matter entirely. Professionals today are less likely to do so due to the current job market. If you're one of the lucky few who hopes to retire early, you should know that there are a number of factors that contribute to the fact that only a fraction of the working population does so. That's why in this video I'll explain 12 things you must consider before deciding to retire early. Now let's get right into the video. Number 1, you need to have enough money to fund your health care. One perk of having a job is having your medical expenses covered, at least in part. If you or a loved one relies on a medication on a regular basis, this is an excellent tool to have. Without this benefit, however, it is still possible to save money for future medical expenses if you have a reliable source of income. The benefit will be lost if you retire early, and it can be difficult to cover the costs alone. In 2020, the average American spent $12,100 on healthcare. There is some relief from this problem provided by the government, but early retirees will have to wait until they reach the age of 65 to receive it. Depending on when you plan to retire, you could end up paying for medical care for a whole decade. That won't be cheap. You should, therefore, put in some effort into financial planning and ensure that you have an adequate emergency fund set aside. Number 2, it might not be as difficult as it seems to live steadily. While it's true that early retirement can rack up significant costs over time for most people, that might not be the case for you. If you've been a responsible employee, you'll have saved up enough money for your planned break, found a backup source of income, and factored in the effects of inflation before you decide it's time to quit your job for good. Also, just because you're retired doesn't mean you have to stop looking for ways to make money. With so many options available today, you can have fun and make money at the same time. In order to continue receiving money after retiring early, you can do things like invest in stocks or cryptocurrencies, or make a living doing something you love. In addition, you can take steps to better manage your finances by making prudent choices, such as creating a budget, keeping a daily spending log, making use of coupons and discounts, and avoiding costly impulse buys. Number 3, you must think of ways to pay your mortgage or rent. If you plan on retiring early, and your plan is bolstered by the fact that you won't have to make mortgage payments anymore, you may want to reconsider your decision. They can become prohibitively costly, especially in the absence of a reliable source of income, and ongoing maintenance costs can add insult to injury. There's also the possibility of an increase in property taxes based on projections for the economy. It's best to plan for the worst in these situations because running low on cash can leave you in a bind. Number 4, early retirement is only practical if you make a decent passive income. If you decide to break free of your oppressive job and tedious responsibilities, the world will not stop demanding money from you. The bills will keep coming in. You'll have to buy food and gas. And as trite as it may sound, you should try to live a happy and fulfilling life despite the fact that you have to pay for it all. All these things cost money, so you'll need to find a way to bring in that kind of dough. Even if you manage your savings well, they won't get you very far in life unless you have millions of dollars. Because of this, you will still need to put forth some effort in order to succeed monetarily. The only way to enjoy a carefree retirement, sipping margaritas in a tropical paradise without lifting a finger, is to generate passive income. It's not necessary to earn enough to cover all of your expenses, but you should be able to live comfortably while drawing less from your savings each year. Number 5, money will not be your top priority if you retire early. While finances will still be an important consideration in retirement planning, they won't be as central to your life once you've stopped working. The primary goal of early retirees is to end their 9-to-5 shackles. If you retire early but spend the rest of your life stressed out about money, it wasn't worth it. This is something no one ever tells you when you're planning your retirement. It's either something you realize the instant you decide to hand in your resignation, or something you learn only after you've left your job. Number 6, you'll be stronger and healthier and have more time to enjoy the things you like. While retiring late in life affords you the luxury of time and independence, you may find that advancing years make it difficult to make the most of your newfound leisure. If you retire early, you can do whatever you want whenever you want because you'll have the time and energy to do it. If you retire in your 20s or 30s, you have plenty of time to accomplish all the items on your to-do list. Maybe you always wanted to visit Greece, adopt a dog, see a museum, or put pen to paper to write that novel you've been meaning to get to. You may not realize it now, but you will soon run out of things to do. Number 7, you'll have to pay hefty fees to access your retirement fund. The purpose of a retirement fund is to help people retire when they are supposed to, not when they are younger than that. You may be subject to early withdrawal fees if you withdraw money from your retirement account before it has reached maturity. If you buy a deferred annuity for 10 to 20 years but withdraw money while it's still in the growth phase, for instance, most insurers will hit you with a hefty penalty. If you purchased your annuity with 401k funds, want to cash it out before you turn 59 and a half, the IRS will charge you a 10% early withdrawal penalty. Number 8, it will take time for you to adjust to your new retirement life. The daily grind of working a 9-to-5 job can become monotonous, which is why some people choose to retire early. When you retire, this will obviously change, and it can be difficult to readjust. How long it takes depends on the individual. Some people may only need a few days, while for others it may be several months or even a year. You shouldn't feel rushed to adapt, though. There's no hurry to settle on any particular daily or weekly schedule. Since you no longer have to worry about meeting deadlines after taking early retirement, give yourself as much time as you need to adjust. Number 9, your definition of early retirement depends entirely on you. Early retirement, in contrast to the traditional retirement age of 60 or older, is entirely flexible. This freedom allows you to wait until you are able to afford the call before giving in to any outside pressure. If not having to go to work by the time you turn 30 is your idea of early retirement, then by all means do so. You should just make sure that you have planned out your entire life, not just financially, but also in terms of activities you wish to engage in. That choice is also yours to make. If things go wrong and you end up regretting your decision to retire early, you'll have only yourself to blame. It's the first taste of your independence and it comes with a share of responsibilities. Number 10, early retirement doesn't always work. Not everyone enjoys retiring early, and even if they did, it might not be the best choice for them. For its obvious appeal, the idea of quitting one's job, which one is still young, is a pipe dream for virtually everyone. However, it could have long-term repercussions that some people find unappealing. In addition to the potential for monetary difficulties, you also risk losing influence over your own life. There are advantages to retiring early. You can focus on interests you neglected while working, relax when you need to, relish your favorite pastimes while you still can, and generally have a good time without worrying about the future. It can also prevent us from developing and finding satisfaction in life, which can lead to unhappiness at the end of our days. Number 11, early retirement gives you a go signal for a fresh start. There's no time limit on wanting to start over in life, just like there's no right time to retire early from work. Leaving your job and starting a new chapter in your life is one of the best parts of retiring early. This time around, you have the power and means to create the life you want. Number 12, you will have to weigh out your options. Although you may feel in charge of your life for the first time in a long time, early retirement will still require you to carefully consider your options and make sound judgments. You'll have to pass up some options in order to make the most of others. Putting your own satisfaction first will often necessitate giving up some other form of convenience. And that pretty much wraps up the video, guys. Thanks for watching. So do you plan to take an early retirement? What's your strategy for it? Share with us in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel with a bell notification if you enjoy watching our content. We upload some awesome stuff here, which we'll most certainly enjoy. Hit a like on this video and leave a comment below. See you guys in the next one.